Hello and welcome back to my walkthrough to Final Fantasy 15. In the last episode, we finished off our loop around the disc of Corpus, and now we are here, back in Asylum, ready to take on the main quest that is for us here. So, finding the sword behind the waterfall. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to pop into our car. And we're going to head over towards, essentially I think it's the Burbost Souvenir Emporium. Now you can see the time of day is actually quite late compared to when we usually start bright and early at 6 in the morning. There's obviously a reason for that, being the hunt that we have, Cool Callatein Mist for ice bombs, that is only available at night, so we needed. So I decided to just wait around. You could equivalently drive around, gain some AP from long drives, stuff like that. There's really sort of like a couple of things you can actually try out here. So, but anyway, we're going to leave. We've got a fair little drive here, but we should be fine. Now, a few things that I probably need to clarify. So I just checked through my previous uploads and realized that the Oryx Culinary Chronicle from Lestalem, we didn't actually show which recipe we got from that. I believe we got a recipe called Fried Rookie on Rice. I'll show you it in the list. And additionally, we also recently ate the pizza, and the pizza is actually a DLC meal, essentially. And whilst I didn't really plan on doing that, it is also DLC that is completely free. It's a part of the, I believe it's called the Gourmand set. And like I said, it is completely free to download off the store. And that meal itself is, I mean, you can hardly call it, you know, having infinite stamina and stuff like that is certainly a very helpful thing. So, it's well worth the download, I would say. But again, I didn't want to obviously have this playthrough requiring you to have downloaded it. So I'm just letting you know there that that's not the case. It's not necessarily you just needn't eat that particular meal, but that's where it's from in case anyone was worrying about where on earth it could have come from. So anyway, we're going to make our way through this tunnel and head over towards the next dungeon in the game, the Glacial Grotto, and this is quite a fun dungeon. Relatively difficult. Certainly, it sort of depends what sort of...
Looked demonic to me.
Why here? Why now?
Okay, so it looks like...
To find out.
Same here. I say we step on it. Time to go.
All right.
So it looks like you can get interrupted by demons, especially in tunnels and stuff like that, just because they're still, you know, deemed dark areas. So, yeah. But to be honest, there's still nothing much too problematic about it. And as you can see, we're still in daytime, so we shouldn't have any troubles here. So if we were to head right at this junction, we'd head up towards the Vesper Pool, but I believe there's still a blockade there, so we can't actually access that area. So instead we're going to turn down this way, head towards a new outpost, being the Burbost Souvenir Emporium, which will also be relatively close to where we want to be. So here we are, the Burbost Souvenir Emporium.
Want to stock up on potions and stuff.
Nice. You're being helpful for a change.
What do you mean for a change?
So we're going to stop off here. As you can see, another set of lodgings. It seems all the caravans have the similar sort of 1.2 times multiplier, whereas main lodgings seem to have like 1.5, I guess. Deadly Water Sahagin. So that's a obviously some fishing gear there, actually. We will pop inside to see if there's anything for us to buy, along with being able to check the paper. Wildlife averting, Calatain's plunge, attacks on anglers increasing. Calatain's plunge is actually where we're heading over to.
Lady Lunafreya's passing,
And we've already listened to that. Hopefully we'll actually get some different stuff once we're actually 4-foot Lucian sea bass, a myth no more. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some new radio once we actually finish off this chapter by completing this dungeon. So, as we can see, we get the usual various items. We also have a lot of...
Thank you kindly.
So we have 11 tracks, sorry, 5 sets of tracks from Final Fantasy XI, along with some royal stripes. Leisure goods is again, obviously, fishing items, and then the key items. So we also have another set of recipes that is going to give Ignis another recipe. There we go.
What?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Can't wait to try it.
So yeah, seeing as I was going to show you this, actually, I will also just show you, go to archives and dishes. So yeah, the pizza, like I said, is DLC, but free DLC at that. And then also you have, so that's the one we just got, the Taelpar Harvest Galette, but also it was fried rookie on rice, which is that one, and that is the one that we got from reading Oryx Culinary Chronicle in Lestalem. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to call over our chocobo, and we're going to
Let's go.
head over to our hunt, and then we'll be able to obviously take on the...
Let's hit it.
All right.
head over to our hunt, and then we'll head straight over to the dungeon itself. Quite hard to see it here at night, but there we go. I should just be following the...
Yeah.
So, we're located down here, and our enemies are... Wait until nightfall to resume the hunt. It is nightfall. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway.
We'll meet again.
So, the treasure down here is a Dynamo. A Dynamo being one of the items, if you remember, that Sid was actually asking us to have for various weapon upgrades. We also find a bronze bangle just on the side there, so that's quite cool. There we go, ice bombs, finally. So, set of demons. The bomb type enemies are obviously will explode, and they have the the dangerous ability to explode. They're weak to daggers, holy magic, normal swords, and fire, as we would expect, being ice bombs. I'm just going to cast off some dual cast Thera Thundara before quickly going into my gear and getting Noctis with... Oh no, we already have the engine blade.
Capital idea, note.
Ouch. Well, that was a good start. If I said I... Finally nailing some parries here. So that one looks like it's just about dead. There we go, lovely. So you can see they become bigger. They get bigger and bigger as they attack you, and then and then they'll try and explode. And we do have a second spell here, so we'll cast it. That one may be exploding, I can't tell. Okay, so as we can see, we are officially dead, but what we do have is, we obviously have the ability to just bring out a Phoenix down and rescue us. Oh shoot. Yeah, we definitely don't want to be facing off against a level 54 Madgard Zorma. Just immediately spawned there. And it one-shots us with its range attack, so yeah. Let's get out of there.
You get poisoned or something.
Okay, that was a bit of a threat. So just the way it just appeared straight in front of me was a bit surprising, but there we go. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, we'll go to our quest, we'll go to a sword in the waterfall, and as you can see we need to be the other side of the road. I'm hoping we can just sort of skip straight under it. That would be my first sort of suggestion. So we have some more crab type enemies. They may be shields, so they're either way, there's no real point in us battling these guys now. And besides, I really feel it's important for us to get into the dungeon as fast as possible. So Noctis is currently afflicted with poison. Not anymore, thankfully, as we find ourselves a Mega Phoenix. One of the, well, I think the best healing item in the game. And now what we need to do is essentially, we need to start making our climb up towards the waterfall just here. Pretty sure there is a chance for a photo op at some point outside the waterfall.
What does the waterfall say?
I think it says, come in.
So, as we see behind the waterfall is a nice large cave and a nice
Wouldn't you know it?
difficult dungeon.
The legend checks out.
The Grey Shire Glacial Grotto.
This place gives me goosebumps. Double back for our coats?
What's the point? Little Jill won't kill you.
Well, looking on the bright side, maybe the cold keeps the demons at bay?
Yeah, because monsters like warmth.
Ah, sarcasm. But what if they're frozen?
Encased in ice.
Okay, so let's see what sort of enemies we have around here. So, first enemies we see are Flan. Obviously, we've dealt with these guys before. Just a simple cast of magic will actually do an awful lot against them. For Noctis, I don't want to waste a lot of those spells, so we're just going to go back to our Thundara for the moment.
Heading down a slippery slope in slip-sliding shoes? What could possibly go wrong?
Down we go.
So, we make the slide down and we arrive in a group of imps, small demons that again have the capacity to steal various items from you, stuff like that. Weak to daggers, fire, ice, and holy. So if I just go to my gear again.
Things loved it, kids. Let's get it over with.
So you see the sort of line that you see occasionally sort of through the air? That is one of these imps sort of aiming a ranged attack at you. Don't know where my friends are, I'll be honest. So the imps themselves aren't too much trouble, as you can see. We'll find ourselves a potion in the corner there. So the slide down there is a way back up.
Oh, I got an ice cream headache. Without the ice cream. I really hope we didn't come here for nothing.
Sure, there's something if we look.
So we find ourselves another rusted bit, and then there's another slide.
Again. Really?
That's going to drop us right down here in front of an Arachne, which is another spider-type enemy. We saw one of these in, I think it was Kikatrich. Weak to fire, fire and greatsword, so Blade of Rainier it is. Ah, it was going way too well. Okay, so the parry actually, the chance you have there to parry is actually relatively short, so just letting you know.
None the worse for her. Bring on the next one.
Okay, so you have two paths to take now. As you can see, there are elemental deposits located throughout, one of each type, I'm pretty sure. This item in particular, so that's a high potion. It also has the chance to be a white choker or an ether. just letting you, it's essentially one of the few items in this area that isn't fixed. If you head this way, the way I'm currently heading, this will take you all the way back to the top of all those slides. The items along this path aren't particularly valuable, but for completionism we will try and grab them.
I'm going all out. Just don't.
As we see some more flan. Shock them. The items here can sort of blend into the scenery because obviously everything's this sort of very pale blue colour. So yeah, so you want to make your way over. Essentially, now we'll hit. I think we'll hit a bridge essentially over the slide. If we proceed through here.
Your tips just got frosted, dude.
Really? How's it look?
And then you can head down here to find a carbon bangle. So that's probably the one of the main reasons to actually head this way. Given that we actually have an extra accessory slot, I should probably start. I should probably equip everyone with something new. And then this is the way all the way back to the top. With a few small items along the way. Fossil wood. What else do we have? It was a Ronin actually. Okay, so Ronins are samurai type enemies. These guys, you definitely shouldn't like underestimate them. They can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Thankfully, obviously, our magic is strong enough that we can, you know, we obviously delivered a massive blow before the battle really got started there. But yeah, you shouldn't underestimate the Ronin. Or the any of the samurai type enemies. Anyway, so the item down this way is an ammonite fossil. And if we head the other way, we'll find something else, but equally non-crucial, I think. There it is. That is a debased coin. So we'll just ride the slides back down, seeing it will be the fastest way. And then we'll make our way to, you know, the direction we actually need to be heading. You can actually drop down here and actually pick up an ether, something I missed last time, but thankfully we slid down in the right place. So there's an ether there. What else? So, drop down. So, the map here is actually pretty helpful. It will actually sort of indicate to you the direction you need to go. So pay attention to it. We will actually head around this way. So this is sort of keeping on the low area of the map. These guys were weak to daggers, so we'll just... So the issue again with these sort of demon type enemies is that their attacks are decreasing my maximum health, which obviously makes it harder and harder to sort of last long through these dungeons. So I could be dodging more, but we've got enough healing items that we should be fine. So over here we have a star pendant, so another useful. Always useful to find these sort of accessory items that are located around here. Lovely, okay, so here we also have a fossil shell, and now I'm pretty sure we're sort of, that's everything down this area. So now what we'll do is we will head up back up to the top level And we'll start climbing up. Where are our allies? This is what I want to know. Where's Gladio, Ignis, and Prompto? So, you want to head over here and hit the proceed button down this way.
Watch your step.
No more slip-ups.
This place can be a little frustrating because there's quite a few sort of slides that lead you back down to areas where you don't want to be. Just letting you know. There's another fire deposit. And then so.
Well, this is new.
I can say that again.
So if we head up this way.
Well, this seems perfectly
Focus on
safe.
walking. I did not see that coming. All over.
Not the time. Horseplay.
Didn't mean to do that.
See ya.
Gonna fall if I'm not careful. I think we actually got. Oh no. So yeah, you can see now we're back down where we were. So unfortunately, we've got to head back up. And the issue with slipping down is obviously you then just have to go through the whole clicking proceed on all of the sort of the climbing extras, the climbing sections, which can be a little frustrating. You sort of feel like Noctis could move a little faster as he sort of inches his way across. Though to be fair, I would not want to be doing this. Okay, so we'll head back up towards that, Arachne, Ariadne, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Nope, nope, no, no, nope. Now we get it vulnerable. There we go, lovely.
What can I say?
So we take that down and we can head around here for another healing item, I believe. A high elixir, lovely. So the great thing about elixirs is obviously they do actually replenish maximum HP, which we wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Because standard potions will just heal you up to
Nothing
your...
turned up.
Did you double check?
Triple checked.
Then we're done.
Where to next?
Okay, so we'll make our way along here. You can see the, again, a nice sharp slope straight down. This isn't the way we need to go, if I remember correctly. This is just an optional path. Although it looks like it actually does lead where we want to go if we wanted to. Or maybe not. Okay, so we're now down here. If we head to this end, we find ourselves a Phoenix down.
And you find anything?
But that is another another randomized item that could be a Phoenix down, an Ancient Dragon Tooth, or a Garnet Bracelet.
Look where you're
Just so you know.
Didn't mean to do that.
So I don't think there was anything else up this side, so what we'll do is we'll actually drop down here. Looks like we can climb up any time anyway. We'll find ourselves an elixir.
Locked, if I may. Don't ask.
Yep, we're lost.
Don't answer.
Don't know where we came from. Don't know where we're going.
We're not lost, we're just exploring. I have no faith. So yeah, so essentially we need to be up there, so on the higher level. That is the general pattern to this dungeon, is that if there's a path you know, the direction you're meant to be heading is usually up. So what we'll do is we'll slide back down. A bit glitchy there, but there we go. Find ourselves an Oracle Ascension coin as we enter another group of imps, along with another Ariadne.
potions! No!
Let's finish this already.
So it looks like these guys might be weak to ice.
Never miss.
Is that everywhere? There we go. Lovely. So there's nothing down at that little dead end. Anything down here? No, doesn't look like it. So I think that's pretty much everything we wanted to get. Let's just check once more. There might be something else. Sort of there it is, just in the middle. A rusted bit, so nothing, nothing to write home about, I guess. So that's sort of like the main battle in this area for the moment. It was against those guys, the sort of Imp and Ariadne for a while. Obviously we have these Flan, so we'll just quickly get a better spell, well, a spell on Knocked. There we go. Magic always being the way forwards, it turns out. The nice thing about each of these areas sort of having... we'll head down this way. I'm pretty sure this is just to another item, again.
Hey, where'd you learn that one, Knocked?
Be nice to break things up.
The Prince of Pain.
There we go. Lovely.
Didn't mean to do that.
Cool, so we do that. And there is an item down here being a friendship band. So that's actually a relatively unique item, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's an accessory. Friendship band. Accessory slot that can be worn by Noctis' friends. Wearers can unleash link strikes over even greater distances. So allows you to essentially... Obviously, link strikes are usually determined by how close proximity your friends are to you. Adding the friendship bands means you get more and more link strikes over better distances. That means whenever you parry, whenever you perform a move like that, then it's likely to lead to a link strike.
The glaive is through here.
So obviously, don't slip down those paths that way, and you can make your way here. The nice thing about all of these dungeons having elemental deposits is that when you find the next one, so obviously here we found the lightning one, as you find them you can sort of understand that you're sort of getting closer and closer to sort of the end, sort of a nice illustration of the direction you should be going. Again, lots of slides down, you don't want to be slipping. It's a relatively long way back up from here. What you want to do is go down this way. I think we've got another battle coming up. More Flan, Gear, Noctis, dual cast Thundara Thera. Beautiful. Okay, so there's the Ronin. I was worried about. Figured there was a Ronin around here. So these guys are weak to normal swords, daggers, and lightning. So when you can sort of just absolutely destroy them like that, but you see they have ranged attacks, they have a lot of different sort of variations that can make them rather different.
What can I say?
The Ronins and the enemies like
Better
that.
than good.
Good to go.
So, once more,
Mighty Mo.
We're catching cold.
So here we go.
another path that you don't want to take, but now we have, this is where you do want to go. So we'll hit proceed. We'll shimmy along this wall.
I'm freezing. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a hot bowl of soup. Soup. We're almost there. We gotta be, right?
So we're now going to hit the final battle of this area, and this one is particularly annoying. As such, we're going to go to Elemency, and we're actually going to craft another set of spells, namely a lightning spell. Fortunately, it's looked like it's going to be relatively low powered, but it's well worth us making another lightning spell just because we're probably going to need it. It might cost we could have a heal cast. Curse cast. Heal cast. That's not too bad, actually. Just put in 10 of those. So like I said, heal cast will obviously, you know, as the name suggests, will heal us, which is pretty cool. So we're going to store that, and we still have the Thundara Thero one, which is particularly useful. The other thing is that these enemies, so the enemies we're going to be facing are a group of enemies called Mindflayers, and they are particularly dangerous. So just going to check out our gear, seeing as we really need to sort this out. Mindflayers are weak to polearms, daggers, lightning, and light, whilst being resistant to ice. So we're going to swap out this for the Javelin, even though it's particularly weak at the moment. We could probably use actually getting a different polearm. So what we need to do is we need to sort these. So we've got these enhanced strength. We could use HP rate. We've got titanium bangle for health. The Heliodor bracelet does strength much more. We have vitality. Might want to protects from poison, from confusion. Releases ballistic damage. Also, friendship band, camera strip, or some stuff that we can't wear essentially. This is all again. A lot of that is stuff. I believe all of these are actually items that you get from the DLC, and these aren't items that we're going to use. So, I think in that case, what we should have is we should probably have magic, definitely, and some health, probably a carbon bangle. Actually, it's not a bad idea to actually give Ignis, say, if we give him the heal cast Thunder, what that means is that he can actually heal us if he casts his magic, which isn't a bad never a bad thing. So for Prompto, we'll put on a titanium bangle, as he's usually the one with the lowest health, and let's go with an amethyst bracelet. Ignis can have an amethyst bracelet and a iron bangle, carbon bangle. Let's go with, and then Gladio can have definitely a couple of Fencer's anklets, I think. Whoops. So there we go, we'll set that up. That's our current setup, cool. These Mindflayers shouldn't be too much because we're at a much higher level than the last time I faced it off against these guys, but it'll be interesting just to see how difficult this is.
Can it ever be easy?
So the other thing about this battle is that it's just particularly cramped. This area is not, you know, the easiest space to sort of do a lot of your attacks. So we're just going to quickly Libra this guy. Thing about the Mindflayers is that it's really difficult to, you have a very, very brief window to try and avoid their attacks a lot of the time. So again, like I said, weak to polearms, daggers, lightning, and holy. So we'll cast that off, and that just wrecks them actually. That does so much damage, it's ridiculous. But we have more. So we'll deal with the imps first, just because they're only annoying, really.
Here, this ought to give you an edge.
So it looks like Prompto needs some help. Beautiful. And there we go.
Does this mean you can go back outside?
Wow, so we did that really, really well, actually. That worked out beautifully well. Much like in Kikatrick, if you head this way, what we'll find is we'll find another one of the these mysterious doors that we can't yet open.
Day. Look what we have here. Awesome.
So we found yet another door.
Let's get this over with.
As you wish.
I was hoping you'd say that.
No luck. Guess we'll need another key.
The key question is, where do we look?
So we have all of that, and now what we can do is obviously we can head over here and claim our prize, another one of the royal arms. So we open up. So we now have 3 of the royal arms, 3 of the, is it 13, 14? I can't remember. And now we can conjure the Armiger, so, which is the arsenal of royal arms. So when you essentially have the Armiger bar, and once it's full, we can unleash it. I'll try and show you what happens with Armiger. It's pretty awesome. As we get the swords of the Wanderer. And we will return to the entrance because there is no reason for us to stay around.
Noct, you okay?
What did I... Where was that?
What is it?
A hole in the ground. Something burning. The meteor?
You saw the disc of Corthis.
Let's make our way back to Lestalem.
Yeah, gotta report to Talcott.
So, the Way of Gods and Kings is our next main mission, having completed the Sword in the Waterfall. You can see those shield shears down there, and the Midgard Zorma that, I think it was called that, whatever the massive, Jesus, wait, what happened there? But anyway, yeah, the massive snake type enemy.
My hero.
Get back!
Here, this ought to give you an edge.
Thanks.
So we're going to get the an enhancement to increase our damage.
Up for more.
So we'll just quickly heal ourselves.
How are we?
Getting by.
Here I am!
Yeah, it's the fact that I sort of get stuck in midair is a problem at the moment against these guys. There we go, we're taking that. Lovely. So where is our friend Prompto is the question.
What? Apologies.
How's it going?
Could be worse. Nailed it!
Gladio!
Certainly didn't expect this much trouble.
Beautiful.
Nice knowing you guys.
I'm dying of thirst here.
I'm starving to death.
And yet we're all very much alive.
So we take out those guys, and now we can grab our reward from the procurement point, some Schier
That's it.
turmeric.
What's what?
I've come up with a new recipe.
I can taste test for you.
Which gives us some nice another new recipe. If we just call our chocobo over. Well done for hanging out there.
Now.
Doing a very good job. Holding fort.
Imperials above us!
Thanks.
So we're just going to run away from that enemy and just make our way all the way back up here. Getting close to the end of this episode, I think. We could head back to Lestalem, or we could do some of the small quests that are around this area.
Thanks for the ride.
I think what we'll do
Nice riding with you.
after Fatal Roulette Bloody Eye, so another lure.
We need to replenish our supply of curatives.
Gotcha.
So if we hop into the Regalia and we'll just go manual.
There we go.
So what we're going to do is we're actually going to head a little north here. There are a couple of quests up this way, namely Van Interrupted, and also a Navith quest that are well worth our attention. So instead of turning off towards
Everybody out.
Lestalem, we'll stop here at the Weneth Riverhead.
Should
Rather
be a
than
nice
take
change of
on
pace.
those quests right now, I think what we'll do actually is we will stay at the Haven. Obviously the day is bright and full, but it doesn't actually cost us anything if we just stay at this nearby Haven here. Grab all of the elemental deposits. We find some. So, Mynbrum.
Time to show you what I can really do!
Okay, so they want
Only had a
us.
gill for every time you said that.
Sorry.
So these are obviously Sahagin.
Oh, hi there, opening! I'm impressed. It's nothing. Gotta love it!
As we get the success of the AP as well, awesome.
Oh yeah!
So now, what were we looking for? Ah, yes. So we have
Rock and roll!
our various ores there. We'll just grab this and then we'll finish this off nice and quick. Absorb some more there. climb up. And stop off at the Haven.
We're here.
So we'll camp.
Let's call it a day.
All right. I'm gonna pitch the tent.
So, what meals have we not had yet? I don't think we've had the oil-drizzled fish yet, so I think... Yep, indeed, I'm pretty sure we haven't. So we'll have the oil-drizzled steamed fish here, and we'll also give our chocobo some gazelle greens. Another haven to check off the list, another meal to check off the list as well. And the next episode, what we're going to be able to do is obviously we're going to be able to go over to the Navith quest, which you might have seen on the map, the big question marks around there. So we want to choose, that one's quite cool.
They're cute. In an ugly sort of way.
It's actually a very... Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So we'll go next. And that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. We are very close to the end of chapter 3 here. Once we return back to Lestallum, I'm pretty sure that will be the end, or close to the end of chapter 3. So I hope to see you on the next episode where we'll be, like I said, finishing off chapter 3, doing some side missions, and then we'll see where chapter 4 will take us. So I'll see you then.